Congresswoman Kristi Noem is a Republican representing the state of South Dakota, and she joins us now. Congresswoman, thanks for coming on.
Absolutely, Tucker.
Is this the tax bill you wanted?
You know, it is a very good bill. It's a compromise between the House and the Senate bills. I was on the conference committee that negotiated the differences, and so this is one that is going to benefit the American people. It prioritizes families and this country again.
Telling people their taxes are going down is good news. I mean, everyone's for that. Why hasn't it broken 50% in popularity?
You know, I think that a lot of what the Democrats are saying out there is just lacking the facts, and they're spinning a lot of shameful claims about this bill that we just as Republicans need to get there and tell the truth. You know, in my state of South Dakota, the average household income is $54,000 per calendar year. For our families that are in that situation, they're paying over $800 in taxes now. They're going to get a tax reimbursement now of $730. So that's almost a $1,600 difference for those families. And when you're making $54,000 a year, that's life-changing.
That seems a pretty simple message. Why has it been so hard to sell that? I don't understand.
You know, I don't know. I think that we have been, as a member of Ways and Means Committee, I've been in the room working on the policy, making sure that it works very well. And the politics of divide and scaring people has been effective in this country, and it's time that we start offering them real change that makes a difference in their pocketbook.
So the average family in your state gets $1,600 extra bucks a year.
But that's not even counting the growth in our economy that will result in increased wages.
Right.
As well.
So, but I mean, that's kind of hard to project. I think
it's hard to project, but it also.
So, but 14% corporate tax cut. People look at this and say, well, gee, you know, Dow is at record highs. Do companies which are posting record profits really need this tax cut?
Oh, absolutely, because the reason that they're posting record profits is because of the expectation that this tax reform would happen. If you look at what happened under the Obama administration, our growth stagnated. We did not see the stock market doing well. I think the status quo we've proven is unacceptable, and that's why this tax package is necessary. We not only need to cut rates for individuals, but get companies coming back to this country, get them hiring folks, putting them into higher paying jobs. That's what's really going to turn it around.
So the carried interest loophole is a small thing by the numbers, but it's symbolically powerful. The president ran on it again and again, saying, I'm going to drain the swamp by getting rid of this carve-out that allows private equity people and hedge fund managers, the richest people in our society, to pay half the tax that you pay. It's still there. Why? We
certainly had that debate back and forth between the House and the Senate. You know, I think that every single provision in this bill we based on low and middle income families and then growth. We did not want to discourage growth in this country. So we made sure we changed our international tax, made sure we changed our corporate tax to make us competitive and allow that reinvestment of dollars into our economy that's going to actually create the jobs.
Right. But I mean, hedge fund managers don't create jobs that I'm aware of. Not a lot of jobs, maybe outside Stanford and Greenwich. And they've gotten really rich during a period of economic stagnation for a lot of other people. Who was for this specifically? I mean, look, you could argue it's a small thing, but it's a thing, and it's contrary to what the president promised, and I think it would be interesting to know who lobbied to keep this in.
You know, I don't think anybody really lobbied to keep it in, specifically to me or to my office as a member of the Ways and Means Committee. I focused on the child tax credit, worked with Ivanka and Marco Rubio on that extensively, worked a lot on the small business provisions, so I worked on interest deductibility, expensing. I also worked extensively on things that were important for small businesses and farmers and ranchers, which I am one, like eliminating the death tax. So those were all provisions that I focused on making sure that we were going to get our tax policy straight and reformed on.
So, just to close that out, it's not clear how this wound up there, but it's there.
You know, all of these had debate, and when the decision was made, you know, what was so impressive was how Chairman Brady handled this process. He's the chairman of Ways and Means and was also the chairman of this conference committee. We would put forward proposals. The entire Republican conference would give feedback on. We would put in place those provisions that helped us with the growth numbers, helped us bring relief to families, and then the bill would change. So I think one of the reasons that we're sitting here on this historic day with tax reform being done for the first time in over 30 years, it's because of that give and take process that we had. So there was debate between members of the conference and bipartisan committee hearings that were held, even bipartisan discussions at the White House that this bill was the result of.
So these are both process questions, but because they were things that Republicans said, you know, 8 or 9 years ago about Obamacare, I think they're worth asking. This basically is going through on a party line vote, no Democrats supporting it. And at least some Republicans have conceded they didn't read it before voting on it. you'd kind of want to avoid those if
yes,
you could, right? Just because Republicans always said, and I said about Obamacare, you didn't even read it. You know what I mean? You couldn't get a single Republican. How did we get to that?
You know, we honestly did have a lot of bipartisan discussions on this. I've been on Ways and Means for several years. We've had many, many bipartisan hearings on tax reform proposals. Economists come before the committee. We had a farmer from South Dakota come and talk about what would be important provisions to have in this tax reform bill. So the fact that the Democrats stand on TV and say that they weren't consulted is absolutely not true. I sat in the White House with President Trump while we had bipartisan discussions on tax reform.
I believe
so that they simply can be proven to be not true. They were consulted. They didn't want to play ball. They didn't want to help the American people, so that's why this is now a Republican bill. And Americans are going to see benefits out of this bill that they'll realize next year when their paychecks are bigger.
That's my last question. If you're scoring at home, how do you know if this works, and when will you find
In January, your paycheck will be bigger. There'll be less withholding taken out of your paycheck. You'll see that result immediately. Even small businesses that have payroll, they'll see more money that they have to reinvest in their business and to increase wages. They'll also take advantage of that standard deduction, the increased child tax credit. They'll see interest deductibility available, a new small business tax deduction that's in place that has never been there before. So we really prioritize those that are the job creators in this country, recognizing that what we need to see is this economy turn around.
Kristi Noem, thanks very much, Congresswoman.
Thank you, Tucker. Appreciate it.